How well do you know the 1980s? From historic moments to life-changing inventions, this decade shaped the world as we know it. Think you're an 80s expert? Let's find out. Which 1985 song by USA for Africa raised millions for famine relief in Africa? We Are the World, Let It Be, or Do They Know It's Christmas? We Are the World. What was the name of the space shuttle that tragically exploded in 1986? Discovery, Challenger, or Atlantis? The Space Shuttle Challenger. Which tech company introduced the Macintosh computer in 1984? IBM, Microsoft, or Apple? The Apple Mac. Which singer gained fame for the 1981 song Physical? Madonna, Donna Summer, or Olivia Newton-John? We got physical with Olivia Newton-John. The first Gulf War, that lasted from 1980 to 1988, was between Iraq and which other country? Saudi Arabia, Iran, or Kuwait? Iran. What was the highest-grossing film of the 1980s? E.T., The Breakfast Club, or Die Hard? E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Which country's bobsleigh team made headlines with their debut at the 1988 Winter Olympics? Jamaica, Tonga, or Lebanon? Jamaica. François Mitterrand was elected president of which country in 1981? Canada, France, or Haiti? France. What 1988 Olympic sprinter was disqualified for steroid use? Michael Johnson, Ben Johnson, or Carl Lewis? Ben Johnson. Which famous singer stars as Cece in the 1988 film Beaches? Bette Midler, Cher, or Barbra Streisand? Bette Midler. Who was elected President of the United States in 1980? Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, or Bill Clinton? Ronald Reagan. What device, first released in 1982, was Sony's iconic portable music player? Boombox, Walkman, or iPod? Walkman. Who starred as Indiana Jones in the 1981 film Raiders of the Lost Ark? Tom Selleck, Mel Gibson, or Harrison Ford? Harrison Ford. Who became the British Prime Minister in 1979 and led throughout the 1980s? Tony Blair, John Major, or Margaret Thatcher? Margaret Thatcher. Whose VHS workout videos were a huge success in the 1980s? Cindy Crawford, Jane Fonda, or Suzanne Summers? Jane Fonda. Which long-running TV show screened its final episode titled Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen in 1983? MASH, Dallas, or Family Ties? You got it, MASH. Which NBA player, known as His Airness, was drafted by the Chicago Bulls in 1984? Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, or Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan. What was MTV's first music video in 1981? Born in the USA, Video Killed the Radio Star, or Back in Black? Video Killed the Radio Star. Which American TV show featured 4 senior women living together in Miami? Cheers, The Golden Girls, or Roseanne? The Golden Girls. "1989 saw the fall of the Berlin Wall. What was its best-known checkpoint? Checkpoint Charlie, Checkpoint Romeo, or Checkpoint Oscar? Checkpoint Charlie. What 1980s film featured the line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner"? Flashdance, Footloose, or Dirty Dancing? Dirty Dancing. Which 1980 eruption was one of the most catastrophic volcanic events in U.S. history? Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, or Kilauea? Mount St. Helens. Who was the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987? Aretha Franklin, Joan Jett, or Janis Joplin? Aretha Franklin. What Michael Jackson album, released in 1982, is the best-selling album of all time? Bad, Thriller, or Off the Wall? Thriller. Who won 6 consecutive Wimbledon titles in the 1980s? Gabriela Sabatini, Chris Evert, or Martina Navratilova? Martina Navratilova. In 1986, Ferdinand and Imelda Marcos were exiled from which country? Indonesia, the Philippines, or Malaysia? The Philippines. Which film released in 1985 starred Michael J. Fox as a time-traveling teenager? The Goonies, Teen Wolf, or Back to the Future? Back to the Future. Who wrote the novel 1984? Stephen King, George Orwell, or Jules Verne? George Orwell. Listen Like Thieves is a 1985 album by which Australian rock band? AC/DC, In Excess, or Cold Chisel? In Excess. What treaty, signed in 1987, aimed to reduce substances depleting the ozone layer? Montreal Protocol, Kyoto Protocol, or Paris Agreement? Montreal Protocol. Thank you for playing. Hope to catch you in the next quiz.